lots of different people watch it. Hello and welcome to TV Burp. Jet-propelled Heather on EastEnders. Loch Ness Monster pasta on Nigel Slater's Simple Cooking.
Today, it's all about combinations made by Mother Nature.
Flavours that belong together.
And Seal plays an air saxophone on Frozen Planet. Adam Henson was off in search of one of my favourite British mammals on Countryfile this week.
The deep, dark forest of Northumberland. It's the perfect place for one of Britain's best-loved but most endangered creatures, the red squirrel.
Oh, great, red squirrels. I love them.
Not that I'm expecting to see any here today, of course.
That's a shame. Although Adam did catch up with a group of squirrels that had been made homeless and had done rather well for themselves as a result.
These four hit the headlines after their nest was blown from a tree during Hurricane Katia. They were only 5 weeks old, and with their mother nowhere to be found, would have certainly died if left to fend for themselves. Of course, we know they didn't die because the story of their rescue was splashed all over the newspapers, and they ended up here in a semi-detached house in Cramlington.
Results! With teenage pregnancies on the increase, you're probably like me and wonder whether our young people are entirely prepared for parenthood.
There's one thing babies do all the time, and that's fill their nappies. Lots of times, 10 times a day probably, and in a year that could fill 40 black sacks.
Would you have to change a nappy every time, or could you leave it for a bit?
Just do what me and the wife do. Wait till bin day. It's Young Apprentice. Yeah, they say hello, they say hola, they say bonjour. I'm tired because I never fly on Concorde. I've been to Southampton, but I've never been to Scunthorpe. And at the end of it, with regret, one of you will be fired. Yeah, and the task this week was to come up with a baby product. The girls, led by Bemmy, decided to go with a kind of baby sling and set about choosing a mum and baby to model it.
Fantastic. I mean, out of all of the children, Beth was the one who was the most sort of calm.
How can you have a really white, pale baby with a mother who's dark-skinned?
Yeah.
It can happen. I mean, both my mum and my dad are white, and yet my brother...
Oh, brother!
Yeah, I'm fine, brother. All right. I was just saying that our mum and dad are both white, aren't they?
Yeah, but Uncle Patrick, he's not, is he?
Who?
Uncle Patrick. You know, he used to come round during the week and teach Mum badminton.
What are you saying? That was all above board. I saw the shuttlecocks myself.
Here he is now, look.
Brian, how are you getting on with your badminton?
All right, Dad.
I told you not to call me that when we're out.
Now, I believe in miracles, and a miracle has happened tonight.
But if you're thinking about my baby...
It don't matter if you're black or white.
Give my regards to your mother when you see her, boys.
So that's the girls. The boys came up with Harris the Hippo, and team leader Lewis wasted no time in getting in there with his pitch.
It's a fun cartoon character based upon, you know, a hippo. It'll be easy to clean. It'll be an easy to clean bottle holder, which is significantly more hygiene to drink from. Very often in public places for parents, there aren't facilities available to boil the children's drinks. Nor do they provide somewhere where the cool drinks can stay cool.
That'll shift some units. No, be fair. Give him another chance.
It's a fun cartoon character so it makes the child familiar. From our market research, we have discovered that parents from all over are on the hunt for something which can insulate the bottles and is portable to take with them for whenever they are on the move.
Yeah, well, maybe you should give someone else a chance.
Taking over the all-important final pitch, Harry H.
What? I better get down that boardroom.
Good morning.
Good morning, Lord Sugar.
This task is all about coming up with a product and then pitching it. It's quite simple, really. It's the way that products are made. It's the way that, well, the world goes round in the retail trade.
Sorry I'm late, Lord Sugar. Karen, Nick.
All right, well, look, we've ended up with the hippo here. How did it evolve?
Well, we all have a common ancestor. Originally, we all come from fish. Then one of the fish grew lungs and crawled on the earth. They became amphibians. Then the amphibians grew fur and were called mammals. I suppose hippos came from them.
Let's try and get a bit of order in this so that I can understand what's going on here. I haven't got to the position yet as to how you came about choosing this thing here.
If I may, it's a fun-catching character based so it makes the child fur familiar. From our market research, we have discovered that parents from all over are on the hunt for something which can insulate bottles and is portable to take with them for for whenever they're on the move.
You're fine.
Thank you, Lord Sugar. I just didn't expect to be asked about the evolution of the hippo. I thought it would all be about business skills. If I'm honest, I'm a bit old for young apprentice anyway. Oh, I tried my best. Which brings us to our pretty pathetic attempt to imitate a lion of the week.
Pretty pathetic attempt to imitate a lion of the week.
Oh.
That was a pretty pathetic attempt to imitate a lion.
Pretty pathetic attempt to imitate a lion of the week.
You know how Joanna Lumley is friendly with Prince Philip? Yeah, well, she is. I was surprised that she let her friend read out one of his letters to her in Greek on Joanna Lumley's Greek Odyssey this week.
Ανάμεσα στα πόδια σου υπάρχει μια ντομάτα. Βάζω κι εγώ τα κούρι μου να κάνουμε σαλάτα.
90 years old and still playing. The cheeky old swine. Yes, Joanna is on holiday in Greece and the whole thing is filmed. I was a bit shocked at her blatant product placement. Joe just dropped in the name of a sports clothing manufacturer without warning or reason.
They say that Phidippides ran from Marathon to Athens, a distance of 26 miles, arrived in Athens and said, "We have conquered them, we are victorious, Nike," and then fell down.
Ka-ching! Actually, I've spent the week staying with Formula One heiress Tamara Eccleston in her sumptuous house in Chelsea. I particularly enjoyed splashing about in her swimming pool in the basement.
No one ever uses the pool, though, because it's quite small. I wonder what that is. It looks like poo at the bottom of the pool.
It was there when I got in. I tried wafting it towards the shallow end, but I swear it started doing widths. This was Tamara Eccleston, $1 Billion Girl on Channel 5. Poor Tamara. She's had something of a bad press of late. Luckily, she has the support of her friends.
Omar hasn't been out in how many weeks? And you've been counting them, actually?
5, even 6, maybe.
He's like a schoolboy with a Christmas calendar.
Yeah.
In the club, there'll be some big faces.
There's some big faces in that car, never mind the club. Poor Tamara. The fact is, she's completely overshadowed by Dad Bernie's Formula One business. All right, Bernie? Yeah. Just talking about Tamara. Tamara is desperate to strike out on her own by launching her own brand of shampoo.
I kind of want to step out of my father's shadow a little bit. I do want to have jobs sort of outside of him and outside of Formula One. So for me it is really important because it makes me feel good about myself and I'm doing things that are not directly related to him.
Good idea. Stand on your own 2 feet. Prove to people Tamara Eccleston doesn't need a dad to get ahead in the world. So, what's the shampoo called, Tamara?
Well, I wanted to call it Formula One or One Formula because shampoo is kind of like a formulation, which is kind of like a formula.
That's it, Tam. Stand on your own 2 feet. Prove to people. Now, having come up with a new shampoo, Tamara wastes no time in arranging an interview with a top shopping channel to help launch it. But on the morning of the pitch, there's a crisis.
The next morning, and Tamara should be on her way to the QVC pitch. But instead, she's had to rush to the doctor.
I've got a huge, giant spot on my chin.
Take the rest of the day off and go shopping for shoes. Why not? Not tomorrow, no. She knows there's something important at stake here.
I want to stay here, but I know it's the wrong thing to do, so I'm leaving.
Why is it the wrong thing to do?
Because ultimately my career is more important than a spot.
Not sure. Don't get me wrong, I like Tamara Eccleston's shampoo, but then I like the odd spot. But which is better? There's only one way to find out. See you after the break. Come on, Spot!